Greetings, guitar engineers. I'm Desi Cerna, and in this video we have another installment of How Does This Song Work? This time featuring the song Thank You by Led Zeppelin. You're going to get to know the music theory behind this song, including the key, how the chords fit together, and which scales to use for soloing. Let's dive in. The song's introduction features a 12-string guitar that plays the chords D, C add 9, and G/B. To make things more interesting, guitarist Jimmy Page repeats a melodic figuration in the upper voice that uses the notes D, G, F sharp, and E. These notes create the sound of D sus4 and D sus2. Adding the fourth and second like this is a very common way to embellish an open position D chord. Jimmy Page takes the idea farther by repeating the figuration over the C and the G/B as well. When you think of these chords in their most basic form, they are D, C, G, and then you return to D. These chords are 5, 4, 1, 5 out of the G major scale. Because the G scale's fifth degree is functioning as the tonic, the tonal center of the music, this chord progression is in a mode. The fifth mode is called Mixolydian, so the music here is said to be in D Mixolydian mode. In music, you count the primary pitch as 1, then you think of the other pitches in relation to the 1. In the introduction to Thank You, if the D chord is 1, then the C chord is flat 7, and the G chord is 4. When the chord progression is numbered to reflect the D center, the chord progression is 1, flat 7, 4, 1. Now, even though we're using notes and chords out of the G major scale, we think of the music as being in the key of D, since D is the primary pitch. The music is notated using a key signature for D major, and then accidentals are used to change the D key's C sharp notes to C naturals. The verse in Thank You features the same chord changes as in the introduction. You get introduced to new chord changes in the next section of the song, the pre-chorus. But before we get there, if you're enjoying this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on that little bell icon to receive alerts when new videos are uploaded. Also, click like and leave me some comments below. Okay, moving on. I call the section of the song that begins at 52 seconds the pre-chorus. The first chord in the pre-chorus is B minor. D and B minor are relative major and relative minor chords. Switching between the relative major and the relative minor is very typical movement in music. This movement is made more interesting by the E major chord that follows the B minor chord. Usually, the E chord would be minor in the key of B minor. I think of the E major chord as a secondary dominant that leads to the A major chord you play a few measures later. The A chord is the 5 of D. and it sets you up to return to the D tonic and the intro verse chord progression. In all, I think of the pre-chorus chords as a lengthened version of 6-2-5-1. I also hear the B minor, E major chord changes as temporary Dorian mode out of the A major scale. The end goal of the pre-chorus chords is to take you back to D, but you don't make it back to D just yet. After finishing the pre-chorus on the A chord, the music takes a surprise turn by going to C in the chorus. The next section of the song is what I call the chorus, and it begins at 1 minute and 5 seconds.
Little drops of rain, whisper of the pain, tears of love lost in the days gone by.
The chords here are C, G/B, and D. They are similar to the chords you use in the introduction and verse, but they start on C. The C chord adds an element of surprise because your ear was expecting a return to D. You get the return to D you expected back in the pre-chorus in the chorus when the chords B minor, E, and A are replayed.
Inspiration's what you are to me. Inspiration, see.
At 1 minute and 41 seconds, the music returns to the D chord, and you begin playing the original chord progression that you used in the intro and the verse. Then you continue with those same changes during the next section, which is the guitar solo. The guitar solo to Thank You begins at about 1 minute and 52 seconds. Jimmy Page plays the solo on an acoustic guitar and makes use of notes from the D major scale. What's interesting about Jimmy Page's scale choice is his ignoring of the D Mixolydian mode. The D major scale has a C sharp note in it. The C sharp would generally clash with the C natural in the C chord. But in this case, the C sharp notes are kind of imperceptible because Page gives no particular emphasis to them. But if you want to tie your lead lines more closely to the chord changes during the guitar solo, then play D Mixolydian mode scale patterns instead of D major scale patterns. D Mixolydian mode scale patterns are the same as G major scale patterns, and they contain C natural. Another option is to play D major scale patterns, but change the C sharp to C natural during the C chord. Alright, so this covers everything you need to know about how the song Thank You by Led Zeppelin is composed. You understand the keys, you know how the chords fit together, and you know which scales to use to solo over the chords. If this makes sense to you, or if you view things a little differently, let me know in the comments below. And if you'd like to learn more about music theory for guitar, including guitar scales, progressions, modes, composition techniques, and more, go to my website, guitarmusictheory.com. Answer the questions I ask you about your playing, and get free custom video instruction calibrated to your current level. Learn something new and begin playing better today in as little as 33 minutes. Go to guitarmusictheory.com. Alright, thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, click on that little bell to receive alerts when new videos are uploaded, and give me a like, then stay tuned for more.